Hey, what's going on? It's a new year, new decade. I'm DJ Sixsmith. You're watching The Sit Down. Robert Randolph's here.
What's
Grammy
up,
nominated.
brother?
What's up, man?
How you feeling?
I'm loving this South African vibe you got going on here.
Thank you very much, man. South Africa, baby.
You had a really good trip there, you just telling me.
Yeah, man, I had a great time in South Africa. It's the motherland, you know. I had, I got so much new inspiration from all of the music, you know, around there. You know, you go to a local restaurant, local bar, just different bands, choirs, singers, groups. I mean, the harmonies, the melodies, everything is beautiful out there, man.
And it's one thing if I go over there, but for you as a musician and you're feeling that vibe and maybe you're getting a little inspiration, like that must have been a really cool thing for you.
Oh, it was unbelievable, man. It's the motherland, you know. I had a chance to go to Cape Town, Johannesburg. It was just an eye-opening experience, you know. For us black people, we never go back to Africa.
Yeah, and now you're back, and now you know what's up.
All of my Jewish friends go to Israel 5 times a year,
Africa
right?
should be in there as well.
Right, we never go to Israel, right?
You don't have like a free trip to Africa, you know, like some Jewish people get the free trip to Israel. It's like, come on, man.
Let's
go. Make that happen.
We got to start. Come on, y'all. We need free trips to Africa. Everybody out there.
Well, it's a pretty good time for you. Grammy nominated once again. So
Yeah.
You've had this before, but what's the difference this time around with this album?
You know, this album was very special. You know, we dug deep into our roots. You know, coming from the church in New Jersey, but my church is sort of like this organization that's sort of like this Chitlin circuit, juke joint Chitlin circuit. You know, like those guys used to be in the South, Muddy Waters and Albert King and all of those guys. So for me to kind of work with this producer Dave Cobb, who's one of the greatest young, hip, and also old school producer. But he's so young, but he seems old school, right? In the terms of how things get recorded, right? And so we had a chance to work with him and, you know, really incorporate like a choir along with these beautiful sort of classic rock written songs, using these gospel references. We had a song called Have Mercy. We wrote a song called Baptize Me. I wrote another song called Cry Over Me, which features these sort of church choirs, but it's sort of makes you feel like that old school feeling, like I want to know what love is, you know.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was great to work with him and really dive deep into my gospel roots. So it was an awesome time.
What was the hardest part to pull off in this album?
You know, I don't know what was hard. And you know,
fully enjoyable?
Well, the hardest part was really to make a record where there was really no auto-tuning and overdubs happening, really. It was all recorded live on the moment, in the moment, because that's how Dave likes to record, you know. And actually, I had written these songs with Rob Thomas, so many other great songwriters, but Dave, working with this producer, Dave Cobb, he you know, you'll sit down with him, you come in the morning time, you're like, hey man, grab a guitar. Yeah. All right.
Just start jamming?
Yeah, let's start jamming. Hey, I like that. Let's write a song right now. So that's how the old...
He's very spur of the moment is what it sounds like.
Yeah. Right in the moment, and kind of like, what are you feeling today? What are you thinking? All right, somebody in the band says something, somebody says, you know, okay, let's write the song. Let's write that song today.
That's really cool.
And it was, you know, that's how most guitar players, musicians, singers, that's how we really want to record, you know, because we all think it's harder some other, I mean, we all think it's easier some other way when it's not. You wind up wasting way more time.
You got to go through the whole thing.
Yeah, well, you know, during the course of the year, we like to get with this guy, this lady, that lady, and record all of these different songs, write these different songs. Next thing you know, you sending tracks over to different guys. Hey, bass player, record on this. Hey, I'll put it in Pro Tools. Don't worry about it. You know, by the time you do that, you know, 2 years went by. You never really finished a song.
What are we doing?
It hasn't been recorded.
Yeah.
It's kind of been demoed. But it was great to really just sit down, write the song, record the song, and the record sounds amazing, which is one of the most sort of satisfying things about this record.
That's
making
awesome.
it.
Yeah, definitely. So the church sound is very specific. The gospel vibes are pretty cool. Like, where does that all come from for you? Like, take me back to just your history in the church and just that music for you and how it resonates with you.
Yeah, well, so recording this record, you know, growing up in church, you know, we kind of kept going back and forth. My sister was a great vocalist and arranges a lot of the vocals on the record. She would always go back to these moments of like, doing vocal things like my grandmother would do vocally, So we would always kind of go back. But our church has this, I play the pedal steel, lap steel guitar, as you can see, But in our church, it sort of like plays the role of the organ or the piano in most churches. But the style of music is very rock and roll, very blues, classic rock sort of style. So, and it's really just pedal steel, lap steel, bass, drums, and that's it. A bunch of people clapping, singing, and yelling.
And there you go. So
the pedal steel would have to play all of these different roles. You would have to play rhythm. You would have to play notes like the singer when he or she finished singing or the choir finished singing. And you would have to take these moments that, when it's kind of like watching an old juke joint. I keep going back to that, but that's really what it's like.